Hi everyone, welcome to my channel, Day One Ministry. My name is Rufenze, and today we're going to be diving into a powerful message about God's call to Jeremiah. So, Jeremiah was a prophet in the Bible and was called by God to deliver a message to the people of Israel. At first, Jeremiah doubted his abilities and questioned why God had chosen him, but God reassured Jeremiah that he had selected him for this purpose before he was even born. So we'll be reading from the book of Jeremiah, chapter 1, verses 4 to 10. So it goes, "The word of the Lord came to me, saying, Before I formed you in the womb, I knew you. Before you were born, I set you apart. I appointed you as a prophet to the nations. O sovereign Lord, I said, I do not know how to speak. I am only a child. But the Lord said to me, Do not say I am only a child. You must go to everyone I send you to and say whatever I command you. Do not be afraid of them, for I am with you and will rescue you, declares the Lord. Then the Lord reached out his hand and touched my mouth and said to me, Now I have put my words in your mouth. See, today I appoint you over nations and kingdoms to uproot and tear down, to destroy and overthrow, to build and to plant." So we're just going to be um, just cutting it down verse by verse. So we're going to start with verse 4. The word of the Lord came to me saying. So here we learn that Jeremiah heard the voice of the Lord. This speaks on the importance of discerning God's voice, especially when God instructs you. Verse 5, Before I formed you in the womb, I knew you. Before you were born, I set you apart. I appointed you as a prophet to the nations. So here God gives Jeremiah assurance and informs him that he is anointed for his calling. There's nothing to be afraid of, and reveals to him the magnitude of his glory that will be shown through Jeremiah's calling as well. In verse 6, Jeremiah replies, O sovereign Lord, I said, I do not know how to speak. I am only a child. Jeremiah still had a lot of fear, understandably, and did not feel qualified for the position God gave him. Jeremiah felt that he was too young and he did not feel he was able to speak well. But then the Lord answered Jeremiah. Verse 7, But the Lord said to me, Do not say, I am only a child. You must go to everyone I send you to and say whatever I command you. God further assured Jeremiah that he does not need to do this assignment in his own strength, but that God will use him as a mouthpiece and tell him what to say. In verse 8, it goes, Do not be afraid of them, for I am with you and will rescue you, declares the Lord. So here God emphasizes that Jeremiah must not fear other people or what they think of him. God promises Jeremiah to protect him and show his presence in his life. God also commands that this is his promise to him and that this is his word to Jeremiah. In verse 9, Then the Lord reached out his hand and touched my mouth and said to me, Now I have put my words in your mouth. Here we basically learn that God basically anointed Jeremiah as the chosen one and showed that he can increase whatever shortfall Jeremiah felt that he had. In verse 10, See, today I appoint you over nations and kingdoms to uproot and tear down, to destroy and overthrow, to build and to plant. So God continues to show Jeremiah the victories he will have over many nations, how he will positively impact lives, and how he will portray God's glory. So how does this word apply to us? This shows us that God has a plan for each and every one of us, and that he equips us with necessary tools to fulfill his calling. When we feel ill-equipped or unworthy of God's call, we can look to Jeremiah's story for inspiration. So we just need to also remember that God's call may not always align with our own plans, but we can trust that his plan is greater than our own. So Jeremiah's obedience to God's call rather, led to great impact and change in the lives of those around him. So as we go about our daily lives, let's just remember that God's call may come at unexpected times and in many unexpected ways. But when we choose to answer his call, incredible things can happen as well. And the lesson here is that we need to be open to God's plan for us and trust that he will guide us every step of the way. So anyways, thanks for listening. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel for more content just like this. And don't forget to turn on notifications so you never miss an upload in future. And if you want to stay connected, follow me on social media. The link is in the description below. I love hearing from you guys. Thanks again for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.